What's up guys, Nemo Propaganda here. Today we're going to do a different kind of video. This isn't going to be a review because I've already reviewed all four of these subwoofers. I will leave links in the description box below where you can see that. I've had these four subwoofers for a little while now. It's time to send them all back to REL. My room's getting cramped. I mean, look, I don't even have much space to move in this video. But I figured there's no way you guys would forgive me if you knew I had all four of REL's 10-inch subwoofers here at the same time, and I didn't make a video talking about all four of them at the same time. So here you go. Whether you're watching for entertainment or you're actually in the market for a 10-inch REL subwoofer, you went on their website, you saw they had four different 10-inch subwoofers, and you're like, what's going on here? Which one do I get? I'll help you out. While we're at it, let's make sure to hit the like button and subscribe. It does help out the channel. It's probably not your first time on YouTube. You know how all that works. So let's start with the REL S510 over here. Well, let me tell you what they all are first. S510 over here, $28.99. T9X here, it comes in black, white, and red. The black and white models are $14.99. The red one's about $150 more. Over here's the classic 98. This one's going to be $13.99. And all the way on the end, coming in way lower than all of them at $6.99 is the 1003 Mark II. So let's start with the S510. The S510, in my opinion, the most expensive one here at $28.99, what it is REL's expression of the ultimate 10-inch subwoofer. They went, let's design the best 10-inch subwoofer we possibly can, cost no object. This is what they made. It is capable of all the great things a great subwoofer should be capable of. Now, before I get into all that, let me just give you a quick disclaimer. We all agree in the treble and in the mid-range regions of music and sound when we're listening to speakers, we agree there's things like fidelity, nuance, detail, transience, refinement. We agree those descriptors all exist to the sound. Bass is no different, ladies and gentlemen. Bass has all of those things also. You may have not realized that, but I promise you it does. The S510 is capable of all of those things. Excellent transient response. Matter of fact, you're going to hear detail in the transients you may have not known were there, especially around the 30 hertz mark. I was hearing little transitions in some of my tracks that I didn't know were there when I was demoing the S510. It doesn't crush any detail whatsoever, yet is still capable of very forceful output. It's very refined sounding, and what that means is while it has a lot of forceful output that you're going to feel on your body, it's going to be really easy on the ears so you can listen to it for hours and hours without any kind of fatigue. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, some subwoofers can cause listening fatigue, believe it or not the S510. Any descriptor I want to use to describe bass fidelity, the S510 is an absolute champion. Now, with that out of the way, what chance do any of these other subwoofers have? Can you get even close to the S510's performance with one of these other models? Yeah, that's why REL makes them. Let me tell you what it is and what the deal is and what you'd be trading, to get that lower price. So, using the S510 as a reference, you heard everything I said and you're like, Nemo, I heard what you said about the S510. Matter of fact, I watched your dedicated review. And in that dedicated review, I remember you said something like the S510 is going to be better for medium rooms, more expensive speakers, figure $5,000 and above. I don't have all that. I'm using something like a KEF R3 Meta. My room's not that big. It's more on the smaller side. I don't need a ton of output the way you're describing the S510. And I listen to mostly music like rock and roll where it's not even getting down to 20 hertz, so I don't need all that either. But all that sound quality stuff you said about the S510, I want that, Nemo. Which one do I get? T9X, whether it's the red one, the black one, or the white one, that's the T9X. It gets you most of the way there as far as sound quality goes. It's almost on the same level as the S510 in terms of sound quality. It just gives up a smidgen of its output and extension at the extremes. And, look, it's a smaller form factor. That's no surprise, right? Half the price, essentially. There you go. Now, let's go back to the S510 again. And let's say you're like, Nemo, I heard everything you said. And I like a lot of those things you talked about, but none of those things are the most important thing to me. I want tonal richness to my bass. I want flavor. And matter of fact, I don't care if it's the most accurate bass. I don't care if it's got the best transients. I want it to be tonally rich and warm and flavorful bass. I still want decent transients, though. I still don't want it to crush detail. I still want it to sound really great, but I really want it to be tuneful bass. Classic 98. That's what this one does. $13.99, right? let's get back to the S510. Let's say you heard everything I said about the S510 and you're like, I like the extension capabilities you said it had, the output capabilities you said it had. Those are really important to me. So is the sound quality, but I'm willing to give up some of it if I could just keep that extension and output at a lower price. 1003 Mark II on the end, $699. You can get a pair for less than a single T9X. It is an absolute bargain of a subwoofer in my opinion. The 1003 Mark II is still going to have very good transient response. It's a very quick sub. All three of these are quick subs except the Classic 98, which chooses to be more tuneful. It's intentionally slowed down just a little bit. But the 1003 Mark II, it's quick, it's responsive. It's not going to be as articulate as the T9X over here or the S510, but instead it's going to have more output actually than the T9X. It's going to have more extension than the T9X. It's going to try to be closer to the S510 in terms of output and extension. Now, the almost $33,000 S510 is still going to have more output and extension than the 1003 Mark II because the S510 is physically larger if you look at its cabinet, right? But again, remember, you could get a pair of 1003 Mark IIs for $1,400. You know what I mean? That is a fantastic subwoofer. Again, I said the 1003 Mark II in my 2023 Product of the Year video, the 1003 Mark II was best compact subwoofer, period. That's the award I gave it. That's how much I loved it. Fantastic sub. Those are the differences, guys. That's how to navigate REL's 4 different 10-inch subwoofers. Now, if there's something I didn't cover in this video, feel free to leave a comment. I'll do my best to answer it. But guys, the YouTube comment section has been a little bit glitchy, so if I don't answer, I might have just not seen it. What I recommend instead, if you got a little bit of time, join my free Discord. Link for that is also in the description. Make a post, and I'll be able to answer your question in there. Now, if you have more questions than that, if you're not sure what, if one of these subs matches up to your speakers well, or, say you're like, I don't know if I need the T9X, maybe the T7X is better for my room, or the 1003 might be too small, I want the 1205, email REL, guys. REL is available to answer all your questions regarding matching these subwoofers up with speakers and room dimensions and things like that, right? Or maybe even the S510, you're like, I think I need the S812 or the Carbon Special. Email REL for that stuff, guys. I'm just here to tell you the difference between these 4 subwoofers and help you navigate the differences and, why they're all priced differently and what each one brings to the table. All 4 are fantastic. I think most people would be happy with any of these subwoofers. This is the biggest difference. This one does everything. This one just does everything, the S510. The rest of them, they're available at a lower price, and they're more focused on one thing or the other. It's just that simple. T9X focused on sound quality. Classic 98 is tuneful. HT 1003 Mark II makes sure to give you as much extension and output as humanly possible. All 4 of these subwoofers sound absolutely fantastic, guys. But like I said at the beginning of this video, I've had these 4 for way too long. They need to get packed up and sent back. This is my send-off for them. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you got any questions, let me know. Like I said, I'll do my best to answer them. And if I don't, maybe I didn't see it, ask in the Discord. Until next time, take care.